Hello, mic check.
I think I'm hearing you. Hold on.
Yeah, okay. I believe it is good.
Yes, there it is. I just heard your voice twice. All right.
Oh, fire.
Let's begin. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 2025 Metroid Fusion Tournaments. This is an any percent tournament. I'm here with my good friend and fellow speedrunner, Thunder99. Thunder, how are you today?
Good, and you?
I'm doing pretty good overall. Honestly, I'm excited to see how the race between these two, not only good speedrunners but also good friends, it's gonna be. Yes. Just for some lore, or I guess some statistics behind these two racers, we have Darkspy, who is the 16th place runner on SRC's any percent leaderboard. He has a personal best of 1:13:57. Foof or Vicious, she doesn't mind if we call her either, or is 17th place with a personal best of 1:14:17. So the difference between these two runners is 20 seconds. And overall, when it comes to, Metroid Fusion, 20 seconds may seem like a lot, but, Thunder, 20 seconds can be made in a run very quickly, depending on how RNG treats you or how simple movement tech goes.
It goes both ways very quickly. Very quickly, as we are both well aware.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm excited to see how the race between these two goes. Going to be very exciting for sure. Darkspy has been on a roll the last year or so. For someone who was, I think, just started running the game. He started running roughly a little over a year ago, and I'm sure he could correct me if he's in the chat, but it hasn't really been so long. So great movement there by Darkspy. Foof has been taking a bit of a break, but quickly returning to form, as you can see from some of the practice as well. So, Thunder, I understand it's a bit close. Who do you think has the advantage here? I know Dark's on the leaderboard a little bit higher, but it's only 20 seconds. Do you think Vicious can pull the upset? You think she has it?
He can, but the only thing with Darkspy is he has been playing a lot recently, so there's that major factor. It's just the being used to the movement is huge.
There you go. So clearly a little bit of some movement will make the difference here. And again, the differences between their times is roughly 20 seconds. So not that long at all, as a matter of fact.
Oh.
And I'm excited to see what happens here. By the way, go on.
Metroid's one of those weird games that you can PB by 5 seconds one day and then the next day 30. It's so weird.
Or if you're like me, by 0.2 seconds.
Or that, yeah. So you're the extreme example.
It can happen. It's quite funny when that is the case, by the way, having these very close PBs. Of course, since they're right next to each other on the main leaderboard, it goes to show that they are right next to each other on the actual bracket for the tournaments.
Yeah.
Darkspy is, I believe, the 8th seed. He is 8th, and Vicious, she's 9th, right? 8 and 9, I believe?
Yeah.
All right, and the winner of this round will go on to round 3 to face the winner of Scotty, who plays Scotty, and the winner of the Radley and Greggy match. So Scotty, being the number 1 seed, has a bye, so he'll play the winner of Radley and Greggy, and then the winner of that race will play against the winner of this one. By the way, again, for those watching on Speed Gaming 2, thanks for watching, of course. This is the first game, or the first match of the tournament. So if you like seeing Metroid Fusion, you're going to absolutely adore what we have here for future races, because this is just the beginning. And we have, again, the 2 closest seeds here. And this is a double elimination style bracket. So whoever loses here is not out of the tournament. They just move to the loser's bracket. And then after a few more matches and the winner's bracket gets sorted out, we'll start having more rounds. Once anyone reaches 2 losses, they're out of the tournament for good, but there will be plenty of opportunity here for runners to, show off their skill, and if they have a bad race, they can redeem themselves. Everyone here has a second chance, and I like the double elimination style tournament. There's always a few really good gems in a bracket like this.
There should be some pretty interesting races potentially in the losers bracket. How I have it spec'd out at the moment. I printed out 3 sheets of the bracket, so I'm gonna make plenty of different predictions.
I see. So you're treating this like a college basketball March Madness bracket, huh?
Yes. Yes.
All right. That seems like a
I
good
am down
idea.
to put money on it if you are.
Maybe I'll pass on that, but you know what? I do maybe want to just make a bracket myself, just to kind of give everyone a heads up of other future races down the line. Again, I mentioned Radley Vance against Greggy 4015. We have Nacho CPA versus Metrol, or is it Metrol? I forget how to pronounce his name, but I believe it's one of those two. Gray Fox and Zion, Destructor and Big Ohm. Let's see here. And not only that, but we will also have a few other races. Let's see this. Hold on a second. I see the bot up. Are we up here? Almost. How do I look at videos again on this? There we go. Watch stream. Yeah, it looks like there's just some freeze frames here. All right, I believe we're back up. Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Our audio is up.
Yes.
Cool.
The pastor said he's panicking. Oh no.
Oh no, don't panic again. For those watching in
no.
chat, occasionally there are technical difficulties. We are working with technology after all. Sometimes when I personally stream, the streaming software that I use crashes and does freeze frames. So I can only assume something similar is happening here. So stay tuned. Don't worry. Thunder and I will give you company. And again, if your name is Dasser, Thunder has you. No panicking here. Remember, we'll just kind of go over again a little bit more of what this tournament has to offer. Again, this is the first race of the Metroid Fusion Any Percent tournament for 2025. If you were here with us last year, we did a 100% tournament, and I believe the winner of that, who was the winner of that? Was it Monkey?
Yeah, Monkey won that one.
Monkey.
Dez was second. I got third.
All right, so Thunder, third place in that legendary tournament, and then the year before that, we had an Any Percent tournament, and I believe Scotty was the winner there. So
yeah.
So we have plenty of experience, not only in tournaments but also commentating them. Thunder and I, we're good friends, and we're also runners of the game. Thunder, how long have you been running this game?
I started taking it somewhat seriously about March, April of 23, so just over 2 years now. 2
years, I see.
Yeah.
Not bad. I've been doing this for roughly 3 years, so considering you have a time that's roughly 4 minutes better than me, I'm a little embarrassed.
Yeah, I've dumped in a couple thousand hours, so you know.
Oh. Well, you know what? It's very impressive to see your rise, and also Dark and Vicious's rise, both of them. As you can see, we're getting the videos cropped here. There's no frozen. There's no screens being frozen, so that's definitely improvement. Again, for the viewers watching at home, Vicious is Foof's. Is Foof, so if we're calling her by Foof or Vicious, no need to be confused. They're the same person. Darkspy is just Darkspy. Whether he wants to be called something else or not, he doesn't get a choice in the matter. Hi, Darkspy! I see your video there. Do you see me? He's probably typing something to us right now as we speak. Wait for it.
Okay, it looks like the race time started, so...
Alright, the race time is starting. That's very true. Okay. And that means that we will likely have a beginning of the race soon on this stream here. Both runners are going to reset. And we will see the beginning of the race. All right, so Metroid Fusion, if you're unfamiliar, if you're watching this, the race, there's nothing unique about, or there's nothing that's like an altered path with this compared to some of the non-linear games like Metroid Dread or Super Metroid. What we have here is a straight path, so movement along these routes is key. All right, we see Darkspy going for the left wall climb. Thunder, is that the wall climb you do?
Oh, yeah, of course. I love it. It's just the best.
All right. Vicious also going for the left side wall climb. Makes a little bit of a mistake there, but continues to push on by. Now they're both heading to the navigation room. At roughly a similar time here, they're going to get a little bit of a briefing with Adam, who's going to tell them to go into the quarantine bay to investigate a disturbance in the force. Oops, not force. Just a disturbance. Yeah.
This is just the best segment in the game, by the way. I mean,
yes.
I love missiles so much. I can play it for like 3 hours a day. Don't play the rest of the game. It's just that good.
Of course. A little bit of sarcasm there for Thunder being one of the top runners. Early game splits mean a lot more for runners who don't really have a lot of time to work with. So this is obviously, since it's the first split for any speedrun game, it's usually the one that's most reset here. A skill that a lot of people don't talk about, Thunder, it's text.
Yeah, text is skill based in this game. You have to scroll with one button, so you can either use B, A, or down. Any of those work. And then you have to dismiss the text box when the arrow appears at the bottom with A or B. So there's a timing associated with that, which can change the RTA of your run quite substantially, actually.
It's absolutely true here. It's not like some of the other games, for instance, with Dreads Atom, where you could just kind of mash through the text. No, you have to know how the text is going. And as you can see here, both runners are playing with the Japanese version of the game. This text just goes by faster with the hiragana, katakana, and kanji. It's faster than the English characters that you would see. So it's the run that all of the runners you'll see here, that's what the one they'll use. So if you look at the SRC leaderboard, there's 2 common versions of the game that you'll see: the Japanese or the Western American release. So
it's quite a substantial difference as well. It's like close to 3 minutes in difference, and that's like optimally. It's like 3 minutes. It's rather huge.
And considering the primary time is RTA, it's more of a better idea to run on the Japanese version of the game if you can. But again, if you don't have that, you can run on the US ROM perfectly fine. Dark with a 252 missile if you're counting the end of the melody. It looks like Foof is just behind. She had like a 255 if you count the end of the melody. They downloaded missiles, which is hard to believe, but that's what happens in this game.
Alright, I will do my best to try to track RNG, but you're better at it than me, so I'll trust your...
Oh, that's a good idea. We should probably start writing this stuff down. I tend to have a habit of doing this. Obviously, RNG is not going to dictate everything in the race, but if there's a big distance between the runners early on and their movement is identical, there could be some RNG factors in play. We're about to get to one of those early on. If you're familiar with Metroid games, you should know that boss doors have a creature that's usually an eyeball that shoots a projectile at Samus. And that creature in Metroid Fusion is arguably the worst variant because it can shoot beams at the runners. Right now we have Foof with 1, Dark with 3. Dark with 4. 5! Okay. Alright.
And what did Vicious have?
1. So Vicious
just
has
the
had
one.
just the 1. That's right. So it's a little bit of a rough start to the RNG here, but of course this is why we count it. For every 3 beams, you're losing roughly 10 seconds. So 4 beams, roughly 12. I say roughly because sometimes the eye door can open up a little faster.
Yeah. Yeah, there's 2 RNG elements to it. It's how fast it opens, and then what it actually does, whether beam or no beam. So
but look,
you have to add both of those together.
Notice how they kind of got the morph ball at the same time, and I believe Dark did not have a roll on Arachnus, while Vicious did have a roll. It's simple things like that that'll start to even out. So you might be thinking to yourself, I'm trying to commentate here, and of course Dark is just being a comedian. Focus on the rundown. Come on. Anyway. Dark right now has 5 beams and no rolls, while Foof has 1 beam and 1 roll. But they're both pretty much within 6 seconds of each other, which is entertaining. This is what we want to see in a race between the 2 closest participants. So
Darkspy pulling the early lead with less than favorable RNG is He did have a pretty decent missile segment though, so
that's true.
That always helped a lot.
Are both of these runners going to go for 50 total missiles? It looks like they're getting the same main deck missile here, which is something
so. I believe so. I know for a fact Darkspy will. I believe Foof started doing that, so.
All right.
That Notori time save is just too good. Need that.
It absolutely is. All right. Dark gets the entrance at roughly 5:53. Foof at around 5:59. So again, it's about a 6-second difference between the two. Very scary close-up. Nightmare material, the SAX's face. Gives me the chills, and I am a 31-year-old adult.
Boogeyman.
All right, the runners will now move into the individual sectors. The SAX, the clone that you saw there that is destroying doors with a variant of super missiles I've never seen. Can you imagine if Samus had super missiles that powerful? Would be
Makes me upset you can't do that in the game. That'd be so funny if you could just destroy doors.
And then they wouldn't respawn and they would just permanently be broken. I think that would be very convenient for runners who need to worry about ammo, which again, this is the any percent category. The low percent for this version of the game is simply 1%. You just grab one missile that you can't really skip. We'll get to that missile later on that both of these runners will no doubt get. But roughly any percent, the ideal percentile for any percent Thunder, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's what, 9 to 13% usually on an any percent run? Yeah.
It's anywhere in between there, because you'll see both of these two runners probably grabbing extra E-tanks, most likely. Optimally, you grab 3, and that's simply because there's a specific core that you can do doubles on, but yeah, by proxy you have to get deboosted, so it takes a lot of damage. That's the only significance of really grabbing 3, otherwise it would be like 2 or 1.
Alright, so we have pretty much perfect, what is the name of the Hornode room for Dark. Vicious did take 1 hit, but otherwise they're still looking good, and Vicious is coming into the Pirate Fall with a bit more in the way of missiles than Dark. She does the room. Oh, almost did it flawlessly, but that one pirate.
Oh, nice.
Missiles are a big deal in early game any percent because you could lose a lot of time if you have to farm for missiles before the next eye door.
Yeah, ideally going through all of Sector 1, you don't take any damage because the game is coded such that if you don't have max missiles but you have max health, it will just give you guaranteed missile drops every single time.
A really friendly way of getting resources, I believe.
Dark may or may not have an issue with that. We will see. If he gets a green here, he'll be fine, but...
Alright, a little scary. Uh-oh. Alright, so Dark's gonna have to probably do a little bit of farming here. Foof is coming in with around 8 missiles. You only need 3 to kill the eye door, but that's the problem here. That is 2 green X worth, and Dark doesn't have full health, so Dark needs luck to be on his side. Oh, wow. Alright, so Vicious is gonna gain some time here. She can go straight into the boss room. Dark has to farm these Hornets. Let's see. The good news is that they endlessly respawn. That's 1 beam for Vicious. Another one.
Alright, you got 1 out of that. That's not bad.
Alright.
Oh, we're good. Let's go.
Alright. What's helping Vicious, or Dark here, is Vicious is getting a lot of beams. A lot here.
Alright, Darkspy had 2. What did Vicious have?
6.
Oh yikes! Well, that's how quickly it can even out. You just got like the purest example of that. It just evens out that quickly. Darkspy had 5, then just pulls the 2. They're about even now on
so
beam.
Yeah, Vicious is
Actually,
roughly ahead.
Exactly even outside of the roll.
So they are ahead with 7, 7, and yep, just 1 roll. That is the major difference here between the two. But again, as you can see, the runners, they're still very neck and neck with each other. So again, it may seem frustrating to the viewer looking and thinking, wow, all that time was lost. But these runners are going to kind of have bouts with that. That's just a trademark of this game that we know and love. I say love with massive air quotes.
Yeah,
of course we love this game. But yes, so now these two will go get the final stabilizer room here. Movement in this room to get the fast cycle is really tight. Let's see if Dark can nail it.
Didn't get the good up press, man.
All right, so it looks like a
I
slow
think he got
cycle.
second cycle though.
Yep.
Vicious
I believe
got first.
Vicious, yeah, Vicious, I think she got the better of the two patterns, it looked like. There was no waiting by the door. I think that's the key to look, right? I struggle with this room mightily, so.
It's not that easy, honestly. It takes a little while. You have to definitely practice it quite a bit to get used to it.
There you go. Now they are done with Sector 1, so they're both going to move on.
Resources for both of them as well, leaving
Yep.
leaving Sector 1. That's very good.
They're going to go from Sector 1 to Sector 2. If you're unfamiliar with this route, no, they will not be going in every single sector in order, although in the beginning it may appear that way. What Adam is saying to Samus here is that as Samus moves through the sector, the X parasites, which are the villain of this game, the little floating parasites that Samus keeps absorbing for meals, they're actually dangerous parasites that are swarming the station. So as Samus moves to one sector, the X are 2 steps ahead of her. They're in the next sector and the one beyond that. And so as Samus progresses, she inevitably is allowing the X to do the same thing here. So she'll just move on from sector to sector, trying to clear the objectives. And usually the objective involves either strengthening yourself or stopping the X at doing something that's detrimental to the station. Another cool thing about this is that each sector has a unique environment. Sector 1 is SRX. That's pretty much an SR388 clone. This is TRO. It stands for tropical. So if you like high heat index values and a horrible, horrible hot and humid weather climate, you're going to love Sector 2.
So
Otherwise...
that's you, right?
No. I like, I honestly, I don't like Sector 5 because it's challenging, but I do like the cold. So I guess Sector 5 and me kind of, it's actually funny. I'm a hypocrite because my favorite in the game is 3, but 3 stinks.
It'll be pretty cool to see now. So because of the game being built so linearly, by proxy, the game always knows what you have and where you are. So now you'll get to see the big damage increase. All of these red, they're called Zoros, the red caterpillar looking things. They all do, I think it's 40 something. I think it's 45 damage apiece.
Mm-hmm.
So get hit by a couple of these, you are very close to death.
Yeah, and on any percent, that's the thing. Because we're not grabbing energy tanks, normally on 100% runners would have 4 energy tanks here. They only have 1. So the Zoros hurt if they hit you. They do a lot.
Thanks, Darkspy, for the flex.
There we go. Love the flex there. Dark had, by the way, damageless a damageless run through the security room. I think Foof just had 1.
Yeah.
There we go. And as you can see, these runners are neck and neck with each other, which you love to see.
That was a very interesting Sector 1 that played out, because Darkspy had to farm, which theoretically would put him like really far behind, but because Vicious got such terrible luck, it didn't matter anyway.
Yeah. 6 beams on that eye door is pain.
Yeah, that is really bad.
Let's see the time difference here. Dialogue ended at 09. It is about 2 seconds between these runners, everyone. We expected a close race, and at least through Sector 2, we're getting it. Gotta get spoiled.
See how it plays out after the next boss. The next boss is a significant RNG element as well.
They both got hit by the Zoro here on the left pattern. I used to think the left pattern was easier, but now I'm fully on the right pattern being the pattern.
Oh, I love the other patterns so much better. It's easier to manage, but it is slightly slower, unfortunately.
Yeah. The runners are taking a little bit of damage from the Zoros here in this maze as they go into Sector 2, but overall they're both remaining with what's pretty much 3 hits worth of damage, so they'll be fine. Vicious in first.
Once you get past some of these rooms, it's not too bad.
Kills the
Shouldn't
Rio.
really have any significant damage being taken from here on out.
Right, let's see if Vicious can get the damage boost. Ooh, nice unmorph there. They both got the forward. That's the sign of 2 good runners there who know those little subtleties. Clean movement all the way around. All right, the charge into morph to kill the Skiga. Beautiful movement. And again, they're still neck and neck I really, for my sake and for the runner's sake, I hope the RNG is comparable. I don't need any sort of ridiculousness going on here.
They're both just getting the exact same luck. This is hilarious.
Did they both get 0?
1.
All right. Focus on Vicious. I'll focus on Dark for the jumps.
All right.
1, 2, 3. Oh, this is okay. Four. We got a 4 jump so far. 5, 6. All right, so 6 jumps for Dark. How many for Vicious? 10? Okay. Wow.
Just like that, despite Darkspy grabbing that extra E-tank. We're back to being even, just like that again.
So there's the difference. Dark ends up grabbing an extra E-tank. They both, I think, had 1 beam there, so they're both at 8 beams. But because Dark took about 4 seconds to get that energy tank, Vicious skips it. But Vicious, she goes into the fight early, gets 4 extra jumps. Time pretty much evens out here, so...
The question. All right. I don't think either of them are going for it, but I'm not 100% sure.
I hope they both, if they do go for it, they live, or okay. Thank you. Thank you both, okay?
Wise play, to be honest.
We want the race to continue. Let the top end runners handle this nonsense, okay? Y'all just do what you gotta do. I respect it. Some people might call them cowards. I don't. Vicious, Dark, respect to you for doing the smart thing, okay? Thank you, both of them. Look at them with very clean climbs overall, snappy movement. The way these cocoons work for the Zoros as they turn into the wretched key hunters is that if you're somersaulting into them, Samus kind of just latches onto them very quickly, and you could just quickly move again. So
they're coded very similar to frozen enemies. Frozen enemies will have the same characteristic, which we use a couple times. There's a few strats that they may or may not do that you can do that with, but
overall, heading into nearly 19 minutes of play, and these runners are in the same room, almost on the same exact dialogue box. You love to see it. And again, this is the first race of the tournament. This is a great way to start the tournament for 2025 with 2 runners here that are, again, if you are curious, by the way, chat of Speed Gaming 2, you could check SRC's website. That's speedrun.com/fusion. Or is it Metroid Fusion? And Fusion. You look at the leaderboard, and they're both next to each other. So it's not a surprise that these 2 runners are literally on almost the same frame, it seems here. It is, it's impressive to see them on this right now. Yes, obviously, there are some mechanics kind of working in one's factor more than the other, but it all kind of evens itself out. I come to kind of accept that when it comes to Fusion. It all kind of evens itself out.
This is way more surprising than I would have expected. I straight up told Darkspy, I was like, despite Vicious not playing, she's usually pretty good in early game, which Darkspy struggles with from time to time. So I was like, maybe Vicious will have the edge early on, but looking like it's not really the case.
So who do you think has the stronger end game between them?
Oh, definitely Darkspy for 100%.
Darkspy? I see. Okay.
His end game is doable for like a 112.
A 112.
If the early game ever matched up with the right end game, 112 is very in the making for him.
There you go. The runners are now going through Sector 4 to get their speed boost back. As they do so, they have to avoid electric water, but you'll see that they're not really going to always avoid it because, again, we're trying to move fast here. They both get electrocuted a little bit. Gonna bomb some hidden blocks here to move into one of the worst rooms in the game called Gymnast Room. This is a high skill room. Let's see how Dark handles it. Triple wall jump, goes into the top. Doesn't take damage from the Zoro. Vicious following suit. Gets a friendlier pattern. Oh, but runs into 2 Zoros. So Vicious has to be careful now. Those, not Zoros, excuse me. The ouches, correct me if I'm wrong. The ouches did around 100 damage to her. So she cannot take any more hits. aside from maybe a few hits from the eye door.
I actually have no clue what their actual name is. We just call them ouches because they hurt really bad.
Yeah, I think they're actually called ouches. OWTCH. I think that's their actual name.
That would be really funny if they were. I thought it was like a joke, but...
One beam for Dark. Two beams for Vicious.
So now we finally have a significant RNG advantage now.
Yes, this is actually adding up more so in Dark's favor. Let's see if Dark can get the 2-round here on Saris.
Oh,
Dark
money.
gets the 2-round. Let's see if Vicious can follow suit. Gets the zigzag, which is an easier pattern, but a slower pattern. All right, this is the arch. Oh, really
nice.
good shot.
That was clean.
All right, Dark hits all the doubles necessary and gets the sweet spot. And Vicious,
that was a
almost
fight from both of them. That was clean.
very impressive from both of them. All right, so if I'm wrong, and if anyone on chat is watching, please correct me, but I believe we have 9 beams for Dark with 6 jumps. Vicious has 10 beams, 1 roll, and 10 jumps. So again, there is a significant RNG advantage here now, heading in for Dark, but the movement between both of them, again, has been, aside from a few hiccups hitting an enemy here or there, I mean, this is what you want in a tournament still. So, looking real good. Nice curved missile from Vicious. A nice quick correction after falling off that slope. Happens to the best of us.
Not went that way in a very long time. I forgot what it looked like.
Oh, I forget. Yeah, Thunder, you exit the Saris Arena in a very different, some would call maniacal way.
Definitely is a maniacal way.
The reverse Saris. Dark with the diagonal spark. Oh, Vicious.
Uh-oh, we didn't get the spark storage. We can't go back through the speed blocks how you saw Darkspy do there. We're gonna have to go around the other way. However, could get some advantage for getting this missile now. You'll be able to skip another missile later. So.
Oh wow! But Dark misses up the spark, which allows Vicious to catch up.
That's too close. Oh wow, that actually worked. I was not expecting that to work.
All right, so a
that must
mistake
have been
by
like
Vicious.
Last couple frames.
Yeah, a mistake by one followed by a mistake by the other. They're only human after all, but this is going to allow the run to stay relatively close here. And remember, we have to keep track. Vicious did end up getting the missile in pump control. So she has 5 more missiles max than Dark does right now. Which means there's going to be a missile ignored, probably double yellows, one would assume.
Yeah, most likely, I would think.
All right, so here's another expository essay from Adam about why Samus has to just keep going to different sectors. I'm going to pay attention to the timestamp here of when the text box ends as they head to Sector 3.
43
versus...
About 10 seconds.
50. About 10 seconds is
wow,
the difference.
That is really close.
Yeah, even so. Again, a few differences here and there, but these runners are within makeable distance. There are some splits in a section of the game we'll discuss later on called the Gauntlet, which is the hardest part of this game, where you can save or lose up to 30 to 40 seconds, even if you're a seasoned runner of the game. So do not fret. 10 seconds is nothing for any percent fusion.
That is true. Like you said, Gauntlet is very easy to swing one way or the other, unfortunately. Oh, Baria has confirmed in chat they are in fact ouches.
And they are spelled that way. That's the more you know. It's almost 4 o'clock local time, and just a little personal tangent here. I am on my 5th cup of coffee.
Yikes.
Gotta say. Yeah.
I had my one and done for the day. I am satisfactory.
You are satisfactory. Chat, do you have coffee late into the afternoon, or are you a normal human being? We want to know. We want to hear from you. In the meantime, Dark's getting a spark. It's the ideal strat. Let's see if Dark gets... Ooh, almost had the quick morph. Very close. Now Dark's going to get the level 2 doors, the green. Oh, another Oats and Goats flex. We know that reference. Yes. And Vicious gets the instant morph.
Darkspy told me before the race, he said if he gets a gold, when he splits for a segment and he gets a gold, he said he's going to flex. So be on the lookout for that.
I see. Well, he did hit a crab on Sector 4, so I don't know if there's golds. Not this segment, anyway. All right. No shine break for Dark. Let's see if Vicious goes for it. They're both going to get the unskippable missile here.
Oh, not getting it either. That's a pretty tough strat, honestly.
It is. Very satisfactory if you hit it. This missile
there is Mr. Bob, the unskippable missile.
Yep, this is the one item you get in 1%. Again, this is the low percent category of the game. A little bit of an early bomb for Vicious, so has to take a little bit of extra time just to bomb one extra block. But quickly makes up for it. I wonder if both of them are going to go for quick box kill. They both don't really have a lot of health here, so it's a bit risky.
I think? Well, Darkspy, I don't know. Darkspy's health isn't looking great. I don't know if he will. This is like the equivalent of how I do it at this health.
All right. Well, let's see how this goes.
We'll see. If he holds a charge, we'll know. All right, I'm thinking he's not.
All right.
Oh, he is. Legend.
Oh, legend. Let's see how it goes. Oh, jumps out to take less damage. I wonder who he learned that strat from. Takes the bomb.
No, he's doing it this way. Oh, he sneaked it. Okay. Yep.
All right, Vicious gonna go for the missile strat or charge beam strat, which is definitely safer here and still really fast if you're really good with your shots, which she does with ease. Oh, misses just one.
Just the one? Yep, just the one.
All right. But you know what's important? They both come out of this alive and with at least 3 missiles.
Yes.
That's key because you need 3 missiles for the next blockade, which is in Sector 6. It is a super missile Garon, which needs 3 missiles to break. Otherwise, you need to grab an extra missile tank. Free farm! Oh, Vicious almost got it. Let's see here. Nice smorf, quick through, awesome. All right, so there's a bit more of a grown distance now because of the difference between the box fights here. But like you said earlier, Thunder, I'm just happy that these two runners are, again, with low energy. I'm a runner that takes 3 energy tanks into this section of the fight. So I have a bigger cushion. So I'm not normally worried about dying here, you know? But these runners, they don't get that extra energy tank. They'll get 1 more later in the run, so. Or 2 more, perhaps.
I believe Darkspy does the 4 still. I believe. Because the one in Sector 6 is so quick to grab it, you might as well grab it. That's one of the ones, like, it's not technically mandatory, but it's like, of the ones you have to choose from, it is definitely the quickest because you have to wait for a bomb anyway, so it's like, well.
All right, so I'm looking at the timestamp of at the end of the dialogue here between the Federation and Adam. Let's see what we have. 1, 2. It is about 16 to 17 seconds of a difference between the 2 runners at this point. Which, again,
that's not what I would have guessed.
Still very close and still less than their time difference on the actual SRC leaderboard here. So it may seem like it's far, but it really isn't. All right, so this is Sector 6. Adam is pretty much saying that X from Sector 5 have infiltrated 6, and because Samus doesn't have the Varia suit yet, these X in particular will actually try to be absorbed by Samus because they know that it'll hurt Samus. And they'll do 70 damage, I believe. So Dark and Vicious both have to be very careful here. These enemies hurt.
You were very close. It is 69.
69? Huh.
Nice.
Nice. Moving through. We are continuing through. Nice door fix here by Darkspy. Let's see if Vicious gets the door fix on the Spark. And it looks like she does. She has more health too, so we're not so worried about Vicious taking a hit from X. Nice wall grab there. We definitely noticed that, Dark. Ooh, okay. Gotta pay extra attention here to Darkspy. That was very scary. Again, look how much damage they did.
Clear. Let's go.
Man, look at you saw him shake his head briefly.
They both did it. They both hate the same one. Vicious can eat one more though, pretty comfortably. So.
Man, well, I think she should be fine here with the Spark.
Yeah, we are in the clear.
Oh, that was close with the Spark and grabs the missile. Okay, so they're both alive. Runners, or chat, how was that for edge of your seat action? Oh, man.
Oh, too quick? Okay, we made out just in time.
Okay, wow. The runners here they're testing our hearts. They're testing our hearts. Dark almost got killed by the SAX. Let's see how Vicious handles this. All right, Vicious goes with the safer strat, which we love. 1 beam for Dark, 2 beams for Dark.
Another 2.
That's 11 total, while Vicious is already at 10.
Let's see. 1.
11. 12.
Ooh.
13.
Ooh.
All right, 13. Looks like we get a 4 round for the first charge for the first part of Megacore here, which Dark needs. Doesn't hit the double, though, but looks like he gets the second double here. Does he get the next? Yes, nice. So he'll end with a respectable time. Oh,
I love going for the last double when you don't need to. It's awesome.
Right, so Dark...
this core only takes 6, but that's very common. You'll see runners do that very frequently where they just do a double anyway.
A needless flex. Let's see if Vicious can hit the double. There you go. And so only one double connect. One.
Good sweet spot though.
There you go. Very good sweet spot. A sweet spot is when you kill a core X and you could absorb it as soon as possible. You'll know it's a sweet spot if the core is still on the screen during the animation, which is what Vicious was able to do there. Again, loses a little bit of time because she couldn't hit the double, but that's fine. Whoa! Nice little backup strat there from Dark.
There? Okay, we got there.
All right.
Double D-boost, but...
Very interesting there. I like that strat. I don't think I'll adopt it, but, you know, to each their own. All right, I think we can confidently say this without bothering Dark. Not the best climb.
No.
Not the best climb. And you saw him shake his head there briefly, so he's well aware. Vicious here. Can she jump over? Oh, takes the damage here, but overall a better climb, so catching up. And remember, Thunder, even though Vicious is behind, there's a missile expansion that she can skip because she doesn't need to grab one because of the pity missile and pump control. So that's 4 to 5 seconds of leeway here in between the runners that's going to likely come back.
Yeah, you kind of get to see a good bit of that in Sector 6 exit, which is the other half of the RNG that can be slightly annoying sometimes, which is enemy patterns. All of those rooms have quite a number of enemy patterns, and you have to deal with each one. A couple of them are kind of similar. You sort of do it in the same-ish way, but then there's some that are so completely different that you just have to, on the fly, be like, okay, we're doing it this way.
Absolutely.
It can be really, really awkward to do that in the moment when you're just, if you're like me, done a lot of runs, sometimes you just blank out when you're just going through room.
And look at that. The difference is now roughly 13 seconds. Remember, entering 6, it was 19. So I think a lot of that is probably can be attributed to the climb, the exit out of 6, going much more in Vicious's favor here. So again, this race is still very close. Dark gets down into the 5 elevator first. Vicious right on his tail.
Say, this can really go both ways. It's still close enough that like one segment or one significant RNG element can really swing it one way or the other.
I'm very excited to see how Yakuza manifests for
I'm waiting for.
Runners. That'll be the good one.
Clean door fix, good room, nice Darkspy.
There we go. Nice room, nice movement in the giant glass room. A room like this would make me nervous. I'm not good around fragile stuff because I'm clumsy. So I don't want to free anything that might be hiding back there. Oh, Dark gets hit by the waiver, which to be fair is a hard waiver to avoid.
I do that quite frequently. It's so awkward. I finally have came up with a way of gripping the controller that I can deal with it, but it's still really awkward.
Overall, though, doesn't get scammed, which is good. We call it scam because there's one pattern here where the blue X that Vicious is about to run into could get in the way and absorb a shot that's meant for a waiver. Let's see if it happens. Oh, it happens. That is what we
Commentator's curse, man.
I had to explain it for the viewers, but yes, that is what we call the scam pattern. Okay, there you go. The blue X and the waiver were not close to each other that time. So that is roughly an 8 to 10
How tight
second
is it?
loss.
Do you remember how tight it is? I know you can technically deal with every pattern, but that one specifically is really tight.
It's less than 10 frames, I believe. If there is a more experienced runner in the chat who can clarify that, that'd be great.
I forget the actual leniency of it, but technically they're all doable, but that one especially is very difficult.
All right, so Dark got the yellow doors. Vicious now getting them now. So she's lost a little bit of time. That's roughly 8 to 10 seconds worth when you have to redo that room due to the door transitions and running back and forth. But now Dark has Ice Missile. Because due to Samus's DNA in the game's lore, she can't have Ice Beam, but Ice Missiles make all the sense in the world. You know, it's fiction. I shouldn't question it. Trying to stoke realism into a game about alien Jello.
Jello! That is a new way of referring to that I have not heard. I do like that one, though.
One design aspect of Metroid Fusion I really like is the room that Darkspy is in right now. That is a room that teaches you how to not only use super ice missiles, but to also sometimes maybe not absorb a free-floating X-Parasite immediately, because you might need it to respawn into another enemy to freeze. Oh, very interesting strat by Vicious there. I didn't know that was a thing, to be inside of the Kago as it spawns. I guess there's some iframes. Cool. Wow.
Yeah, that strat is super cool.
That really is. Okay. You learn something from runners that are better than you, you know? This is cool to watch. All right.
Double yellows, my beloved. There it is. Oh, flawless.
And flawless.
Clean grab. Let's go.
Good job, Darkspy.
It's your time. You know what to do. I don't even need to say it.
All right, chat. Spam Franker Z. If you have it, of course. If not, if you have a dog emote, that'll do just fine.
Ezra. At Ezra.
There we go. Pythagorean Theory gets it. Appreciate your support there.
That is what we're looking for.
That is the emote we're looking for. If you have it, spam it.
Yo, Des, yo.
Destructor is in the chat. Hello, Destructor. And Schmade, I do watch your runs. I just never really paid attention to that specific part. For those who don't know, I am racing Schmade in a few days. I cannot wait to be humiliated on speed gaming. It is going to be a wonderful experience.
ESPN. Oh.
There we go. So this next set piece is emergency in Sector 3. There is a boiler unit that is malfunctioning that Samus needs to turn off, or the station goes kaboom. We don't want it to go kaboom. That would end the run a little too soon for our liking. So it's a very similar path in the upward part of Sector 3 when our runners were last here, but instead of going up in the stretchy room, they're going to go down. Dark's going to shoot 4 missiles to kill 2 stretchies, nails it, moves into the next room, the lava pool room. Vicious just getting started now with the emergency section. She charges through the blocks, makes it in. Dark exits pool room with 5:13. Very impressive time coming in here. 5:13 is a good benchmark there. I think I've only gotten one 5:13. So objectively, in my eyes, that's really good. Leaves double
this is one of those sections that's the movement is so standardized, like it almost every single runner will do the exact same maneuvering in all these rooms, but it's also one that, you know, Flash can probably attest to this as well. With it being like that, it's just like, it's one of those that like randomly goes wrong like from time to time, and it's just like, man, I do it the exact same way every single time. It's not even like there's a significant variation.
Yep. 2 beams for Dark here on the wide core. Vicious following back. Not really far off in terms of pace, although she did have 1 extra second to account for. Dark misses the first double, arguably one of the hardest doubles to hit in this game, so yeah, no problem there.
I'm very bad at these doubles. We hit
Dark misses all doubles. Okay, that's going to allow Vicious to catch up a little bit. She has enough missiles to get the climb off of the hopper, and
we're lucky.
There we go. That really helps. Okay, 0 beams for Vicious, and honestly, she needed that after all of the beam RNG here.
Real.
Hits the double. Oh,
Hits the double.
hits
double,
both.
double.
This
Dang.
is huge. Wow. That is a huge climb back up. Dark's still going to be in the lead, but that is roughly 10 plus seconds that Vicious gained back.
Time. That's a huge time save segment there for Vicious.
Very, very good. All right, here comes Escape, which is admittedly another one of these short but high skill kind of segments. I think one of the big things here is you don't really have to fight a lot of enemies, but your movement has to really be well here. We're about to see it with Darkspy. Let's see how he handles the stretchy climb. Ooh. 1, 2. Doesn't desync up. Not bad.
Baby, let's go.
Very tight movement there. That is how you want to do that stretchy room. Dark bombs both blocks for some reason. All right, let's see how Vicious handles stretchy climb. 1. Ooh.
Oh, just barely misses the wall jump.
Just barely, yeah.
Okay, yep. Backs it up just how you want to. Just keep climbing.
Yep. I'd say up until that minor mistake, it was a better climb than Dark. It felt a little snappier.
Execution there was definitely noticeable.
All right, so now the main elevator is fixed. So after hanging out in the lower sector hub for the last 32 minutes or so, the runners are able to go back into Thunder's favorite part of the game, the main deck.
Yo, my home.
My home.
Get out of my house.
50% of Thunder's playtime has been in the main deck. No sarcasm, by the way.
Yeah, that honestly could be accurate. Well, you got to think. I guess I'm in there for a couple of minutes every run. That does make it out of main deck the first time too.
That's true. Yeah.
Added hours.
All right, so we're gonna have to talk about something that's gonna be a little controversial here. Yep, RP2 asked the question: chat, should we save or kill the animals?
Kill the animals, save the frames. Frames better.
See, I agree with that. Kill the animals, save the frames, all right? So whenever we're watching a Super Metroid run at GDQ, I'm thinking the same thing. But I have to say this. Apparently saving them is canon because they're in Fusion. I know. Devastating. Devastating.
What makes me upset is the Super Metroid runners made a conscious decision to save the animals, and now it's our RNG problem.
Yeah, you know what? That's right.
I'm not a fan. That's just free time loss for no reason.
Any Super Metroid runners in chat, this is your fault that we have to deal with all of this, okay? I get you have Fantoon to deal with, but that's still, we have it worse, okay? I'm just saying it, we have it worse. Great shine keep by Darkspy. In the meantime, back to serious commentary. Let's see the animals RNG he gets here. Oh, one of the other
past the door. See, running past the door. Time loss, man.
Not the best animals. All right, let's see how Vicious handles this.
It's usually about 9-ish seconds, 9.5. It's pretty average. Oh, I'm not getting the shine keep for Vicious.
Almost got the shine keep. Let's see how she handles this here. There's a nice backup that's very quick, and that's pretty much how you do it. With a little bit, of course, of some smoother movement, but not bad overall. That's the idea you want to do for the backup here. Let's see how...
Two of them ran past the door.
Oh man, these animals. See, this is why Super Metroid runners need to apologize to Fusion. Okay? We have to deal with this nonsense all the time. It may not seem like much, but this could be up to 8 seconds. That's ridiculous. Ridiculous, I tell you.
See, Destructor's got it right. SM's only quality is that it gave us Fusion.
No cap.
Redeeming quality, there it is.
Chat, I promise you the Metroid communities get along with each other, okay? The one thing I think all Metroid community runners agree on is that they all hate the Fusion Various, including Fusion runners. Look at that close-up that you saw earlier. Ugh.
It is just so gross. Mustard.
Are you really sure? Because that sounded like a declaration of war. Well, that might make for some good content.
I was gonna say.
I'm intrigued by that. Maybe we should start a war with Super Metroid. I don't know about that. Just thinking about it now sends shivers in my spine. That's a little terrifying. I don't think I could ever run Super Metroid. That game is difficult, to say the least. But speaking of Super Metroid runners, Vicious, she actually runs Super Metroid a little bit. Darkspy is exclusively a Fusion person. Runs a lot of Fusion and category extensions of Fusion. But Vicious actually here for some personal runner lore while we're watching them go through the elevators here. All right, we're going to go to Vicious's profile on SRC. All right, so Vicious has run 100%, any percent, and Series Escape. And also Fusion and Zero Mission. Look at that. Zero Mission getting some love. What we should do in the war is to sneakily unban the Torizo skip. You know what? I like that. I like that. Thunder, have you ever been able to skip?
We're about to get power bombs for Darkspy.
Let's see. Oh yeah, that's a good idea to look at the timestamp as well, by the way, just so we can get an accurate depiction of where they're at.
Comfortably the second loudest thing in the game.
46:45. Also, you want to turn up your volume, chat, if you want your ears to hurt, because again, like Thunder said, power bombs are very loud. Oh,
Darkspy approaching a technically a sack skip, but it is definitely the easiest one of the bunch.
That's right.
You don't even get to see sacks on screen. However, you do know it's there because you hear Ice Beam and the music change.
All right, it's roughly a 35-second difference between the two runners right now. So this is at, I believe at this point, the longest difference.
Oh, we're doing it. Yes, yes. I just taught Darkspy this like 2 days ago. Kadoom strat, my beloved.
Oh, almost had it.
All right, that was pretty decent though.
It was.
Shout out Kadoom. Kadoom, come home.
Dark, if you're listening, I want you to flex for us again in chat, okay? We deserve that after you just did that. Vicious now in the SAX room. Clean. Again, not an escape, but just movement as per usual here.
So the last little bit's been pretty slow. This is definitely the slower bit of the game. You're kind of just moseying around a little bit. You're doing a lot of travel with, all the elevators and whatnot. And this is when serious time comes back.
Yeah, because what we're about to enter is the Gauntlet, which I think 90% of Fusion runners will agree is the hardest part of this game.
Hardest, but also the most fun. I love Gauntlet. It is so fun.
So what Gauntlet is, it's a series of the next 3 segments, including Space Jump, Plasma Beam, and Gravity Suits, where RNG plays a big factor, but also enemies and bosses just tend to do a lot of damage if you're not careful. You could lose a lot of time. You can die in a sneaky spot. Once you get past Gravity Suit, it starts to ease off the pedal just a tad bit, but the segments don't really get easy. But the Gauntlet is agreed to be those 3 segments. Power runs out. Darkspy is now in the Gauntlet, so he's going to go under the main path to get back to his ship. We say hi to Ridley. Hi, Ridley. Bye, Ridley.
Goodbye forever.
Goodbye forever.
Oh, Darkspy? Okay, nice. Not getting spit on. Those do also a absolute load of damage. That is like, I think that is the scariest room in 1% comfortably. Des can verify.
Yes, those enemies can kill you if you're not careful. And you know what those enemies are actually called?
Spitters. I'm kidding. I don't know actually what they're called.
We call them spitters, which to be fair, that's what they do. I believe they're called Genesis, or whatever the plural of that would be. Not the Final Fantasy VII Genesis, by the way. This is Metroid.
That's a sick name, though.
It is a sick name. Speaking of, we are now seeing Vicious in the hallway. Does she get it as well? Perfect.
That's red. Run blast.
All right. So Vicious is now at 45 missiles. Dark is also at 45. Will they get the 50th missile before Yakuza, or are they going to stick with 45? I believe Dark's going to get the 50th missile.
Yeah, he should get the 50th.
All right.
Because Vicious didn't pick up either Sector 6 or Double Yellows, so...
I see. So that works.
This is the last opportunity before Notori, because that's what the missile count really plays a factor for Notori, the Plasma Beam boss, more than anything.
Yeah. One of the big differences for any percent runners is how many missiles you get. I've seen 3 options. The most common is 45, then there's 50, and then for a select few, you go 40. I'm impressed that you go with 40. I couldn't do it. That is too little for me. If you go with 40, you have my respect, but I would recommend you get a little bit more.
All right, let's see what kind of beams we're working with.
They both have 13 right now.
Oh, 0.
All right, so 0. Let's see how many rounds we get here. This is Yakuza.
Not to be confused with Arachnus, the first boss.
Yep. 1 round.
2.
2.
3.
3.
4. He got the Schmade Yakuza 04.
Yelling at the screen, you can tell. Oh, but Vicious gets 0 beams as well. Love it. All right. This is a good opportunity if Vicious can get some good RNG on the spider here. Let's see how she goes. Oh, tries to go for the wall jump for the early climb. 1. 2. 3.
Oh, all right, 3 rounds, 3. Slightly better. Oh,
they're both at 13 beams. There you go.
So you're seeing the runners purposely get grabbed by Yakuza because it speeds up the animation. So that height that you saw Yakuza opening its mouth at, has to be that high in order to initiate that bit of the fight. So normally it'll kind of go all the way down to the bottom of the screen and then work its way back up. So you can get grabbed a little early and speed that part of it up. So that is the reasoning for them getting grabbed and what's purposely taking damage, which you think, oh, that's not a great idea, but you can pretty comfortably survive this fight if you have enough E-tanks.
All right, Vicious gets a decent fight here as well, catches up on some time, but I have to say here,
oh, nice spine room.
Vicious's fight was a little scary just because Vicious was going for doubles on the second core, or not the core, the second phase of the fight, which is definitely faster, but if you're missing your shots, obviously, you run out of missiles very quickly. But overall, didn't have to worry about that in the fight. Let's see how Dark's SAX goes. For beginners, this is a hard part of the game. For speedrunners,
yeah,
we don't worry. But I don't blame you if you think this is hard, because for a beginner, it is. Darkspy moves out of this almost smoothly. Let's see if Vicious can hit the ideal R shot here. Oh, perfect.
Both of them had a really good vine room, perfect pattern and everything.
This is why these runners are in the top 20. They know what they're doing. All right. We're going into Notori now. Oop! No, Coralax. Ugh.
Let's see what kind of luck we got here. Oh,
1.
Man. 2.
3.
Yikes.
All right, a 3 beam for Dark.
3 beamer. Oh, this fight is awesome. Just get to pelt Notori with missiles. It's so fun.
And this is why you get those extra 5 missiles. 50 allows this fight to be done at its absolute fastest.
That is correct. This actually, funny enough, Schmade and I in particular did a lot of theory crafting with this fight in the last handful of months to a year or so, and it's become one of the most pushed segments from what it was. Probably, I don't even know how long it would have been kind of stagnant at what it was, but it's nowadays, this whole entire segment can be done really optimally.
Very, very true indeed. And I'm still finding ways to get golds in this. So I totally get it.
Tell them the story, Flash. You used to be a 45 enjoyer, and then you have been converted. Never going back.
That's right.
It's just so much better.
Because that time loss that you get, you can save that and more on the Notori fight with the extra 5 missiles. It makes that much of a difference. That's less charge beam time. That's less power bombs you have to use in this fight.
Had a really clean fight.
Yes, really clean by both of these runners.
Good Notori, actually.
And you know what's funny is the R. Remember what I said? The R kind of starting to level itself out a little bit here. Dark now has more beams at 16. Dark had a 218 with 3 beams. Vicious only had 2 beams. So Vicious total has 15. Dark has 16. The big glaring difference is the Zazabi fight. Otherwise, Things are nearly even.
Yeah, just about.
All right, so Dark and Vicious are now going to be heading into Sector 5 for the, what is it, 9th time? I've lost count.
Good minute.
They're always in 5.
Yeah, you go to Sector 5 quite a bit. It's very easy to think you're on a different segment, and you're not.
Absolutely.
We got to have the pleasure of seeing Scotty do that in a recent tournament.
Yeah, I believe 2 years ago, Scotty got ice missiles twice. And he still ended up winning the tournament, so we can't even make fun of him for it. All right, so if you recall, when we were in Sector 5, you may have noticed in the big glass room, scary-looking creature running behind. Well, remember, it's glass, so, like, the creature just rammed through it and is now causing havoc in Sector 5. So now we have to kill it. Let's see how Dark handles the spark to get to this. There are 2 ways to get across Sector 5. There is the spark, which we love. Look how long the spark is. Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Just keeps going. And going. And going. There we go. Love it. There's a faster space boost, but goodness if it's not one of the hardest tricks in this game. It might be the hardest trick in the game.
Wave doubles, they're definitely up there.
Yeah, those 2 are insanely difficult. So, overall, go for the Shine Spark if you can. It saves a lot of time and is still very cool, in my opinion. Let's see if Vicious can do the Spark now. Ooh, goes for the Pseudo Wave, or Pseudo Screw. Wrong game, Flash. There we go. Both runners knock it out of the park with the Sector 5 Nightmare Spark. We call it the Nightmare because the boss we're about to... So.
Bring into the door, kind of decent.
Yep.
One.
Darkspy wanted to give the Ghidorah a little kiss.
2.
2 beams here.
This could be a 20 beam run, actually.
Yes, we're at 18 right now for Dark, so...
The flex for the 2 beams, yes.
Oh, love it.
Yo, nice red.
All right.
That's the second red I've seen in Vicious's run, actually. Let's see how Darkspy handles Nightmare here. Oh, just 1 missile off on the opener. It should still be alright, though.
It should still be a good pattern here. Let's see. A good pattern for Nightmare is considered counterclockwise.
Ooh. Also a 2 beam. Yeah, that was an awkward one to manip, but gets him to settle out, and there we go. Just pelt it with some more missiles. Call it a day.
Vicious is now at 17 beams, by the way, so they both might have 20 beams, which would just be legend. You could get the first 2 runners to have 40 total beams here.
All right, Darkspy with double. Sweet spot.
Love it.
Close. Not quite.
Close. All right, Vicious, pretty similar pace for the first round. Let's see if Vicious can get a good pattern. Again, we want Nightmare to move in a counterclockwise fashion. That is ideal here. And
that'll do.
Yep. All right, let's see how she handles this. Oop. And all right, perfect.
Okay, we got it to settle. We're all good.
There you go. That's it. Yeah. It was a little scary there for a brief moment.
Also a scary bit of the game on a low percent because I think it's 2 hits you can take maximum from Nightmare.
I believe.
Nightmare hits really hard.
I believe the
that was
pattern.
A beautiful sweet spot.
Most runners have to do this a little bit differently. Oh, Dark gets the R-shot space boost through the door.
Oh, almost threaded the room as well.
That is one of the most satisfying things in this run to do.
Yeah, that one's definitely up there. I love doing that. Now we move into lower 4, which has awesome music. So good.
Oh, Vicious messes up the spark there, so has to just walk across this next room. Dark in the maze, the cryptic maze, which is one of my frustrating parts of the game as a newcomer. Because you don't really know what to do. You pay attention to the fish, how they behave. That's how you figure it out. It's very subtle. Almost gets the R shot through the space boost here. Let's see how Vicious handles the fall. All right, so both Vicious and Darkspy kind of handle this room the same.
That was quite similar. They both got tripped up by that middle bit.
Mm-hmm. To be fair, that happens if you don't if you land on anything to slow down your descent. If you don't slow down your descent and you nail it perfectly, odds are you run into nothing because the fish don't have the time necessary to get in your way.
Except for that one pattern where they're both overlapping, which technically you can work around it, but it is really awkward. Oh, Darkspy got my pattern on the snails. It's nice.
Love it. All right.
Or you have to stop completely for like a split second so it doesn't hit you.
All right, let's see here. They're now going for a Kago boost, not the Kago spark, which is a trick for 100%.
Easy. Easy money.
Skipping all of these unnecessary items. Did you know, chat, you need 74 missiles for 100%? Or 74 power bombs, excuse me? It's a ridiculous amount. Most power bombs in any game. Thankfully, in any percent, you never need to get a power bomb expansion. You can deal with the 10.
Yes, finally the end of Mustard. Best part about picking up Grav.
And we are into the home stretch. Would you consider After Diffusion endgame? Pretty much. Or not endgame, but close enough to the final stretch. Endgame is probably
His
just
health
the
is
last
looking
split.
very grim. There is
That's
not a ton of farming opportunities until we get to Sector 6.
Yeah. Let's see
Should
how
be
vicious
alright though,
he-
I'd reckon.
Yeah, as long as she doesn't hit any of the POW amps here. Okay, there we go. That's fine. There are blue X that they can absorb to farm up before the Xbox fight, so they should be good.
Little farm there. That'll actually work pretty well.
Yeah, 30 health means a lot in a situation like this, because even though you have gravity suit, again, the damage kind of scales with your suit, so you're still taking a lot of damage from creatures here.
Reckon they both don't go for wave doubles either, so that's makes that a little bit more comfortable. If you're going for wave doubles, ideally you're taking no damage in the lower 4 because farming can be kind of awkward sometimes.
And you can't really recharge either because you're using the speed boost to get into Sector 6 quickly.
Right.
You're space boosting through the menu room, so... All right, so Dark with a sizable lead, roughly a little over a half a minute from the check. Entering 6. Vicious is exiting 4. 3 more splits for these runners before the race is done. Dark with nice movement in the main menu room. Clears the Zora room nice. Gets a good door fix and gets over the ledge. Vicious now entering 6, so I'll focus a little bit more on Dark here. Let's see how Dark handles this next room. Instant morphs into the charge beam. Let's see how that powerbomb placement goes. Oh, that's really all you need.
We will take it. Guaranteed hitting it.
Yes. You'd rather
Better
be
to
a
hit it
little
than to
bit
miss. I have missed it one time where it only broke half of the wall, and I was like, man.
Yeah, because that's the thing. They're not chain blocks. Well, they're not a full chain. I think they're only 2 chains, so...
Yeah, 2 vertical chains. Oh, freezing them? Let's go.
Very,
Nice.
very good. That was a pattern that was a little risky. Dark was able to both of the puffers here. All right. Vicious now entering 6. Oh, dealing with the
favorable
puffers here.
pattern there.
Yeah. Vicious has low health, but she should be fine because there's a giant blue X room coming in soon, so she should be able to get plenty of health.
Yes.
Let's see how Dark handles Xbox.
This boss is so fun. Oh, we're not getting quick kill, but we should be 1 or 2 off tops. 2. Okay, that was still clean though.
Not a bad fight. A 3-round is good. Ideally,
he teased
again,
me.
kind of like the first fight, is the you want to 2-round it. All right, set up for the sweet spot. Let's see if Dark can handle it. Nice, really good. All right,
He should have saved time on that segment too. It's PB, I'd reckon.
It looks like
That was pretty smooth.
we're gonna get a rare high 5 here.
Yes.
Oh, high 5, Vicious and
Dang.
Dark. Look at them go. All right, Vicious is now entering the Xbox fight. By the way, it's not actually called Xbox, but the robot is called Box, and it was infected with X. So us Metroid Fusion runners being the very, clever group that we are, I'm including myself, even though this was named way before I joined the community, it's called Xbox. Okay? Not to be confused with the gaming console, obviously. Dark, if you're listening, I want you to line up the Metroids for me, okay? Can you do that? Awesome, thanks. Let's see if he does
certainly trust.
Let's see if he lines up the Metroids here. Yes! Oh, yes! This is what we love. Baria in shambles, ladies and gentlemen. We saw Darkspy line up the Metroids. Beautiful. All right, let's see the escape time here. 50, almost at a 55. Vicious, by the way, had a clean Xbox fight. Now moving into the restricted section as well. We're entering the final 2 splits here. It'll be Screw Attack and End Game. So let's see how it goes. This is probably, aside from Sector 2's text, would you agree this and the next text are the worst in this game?
They're up there. They're just awkward because they don't all finish at the same, like, some of the text boxes, they all finish like at a very, like, you'll do ones where it's like, oh, they're all two bars long and they finish at the very end. Pretty easy. You just kind of go through them. But like this one's like they're changing every other one. It's like, oh my gosh, getting a rhythm for it, it's just so weird. When you do get it, though, it's really satisfying. I will say that much. But no, the last text, comfortably the worst. I hate the last text.
Yep, so the last text is very... it's hard. It's difficult.
And, you know, I can't read it because we're on Japanese, but I've played the game enough to know on the English version, it's literally just Adam yelling at you.
Yep.
The whole entire time.
And Samus is saying,
why would you do that? Man.
I was just doing what the game asked me to do. Blame the game.
Except for restricted that one time, but it's okay.
Yeah. But that was accidental. We didn't have Screw Attack. We had else to go.
You can't tell somebody don't enter here. They're just gonna get curious. They're just gonna do it anyway. That's just human nature.
Yep. Very clean double golden pirate room by Darkspy. Chat, if you're listening, increase your volume because this next boss has a very low scream and you want to be able to hear it. So increase your volume for this next fight.
Hear this. Ooh, finish on a no beam. Fire.
Needed that.
Ooh, good thread by Vicious. Alright, let's see how Darkspy handles Ridley here. Okay, I got the opener pretty clean. You're backing it up. Oh, okay.
Ridley doing a lot of tricks here.
All good.
Darkspy gonna set up for the vertical down double.
Oh, that was dang. That would have been awesome. That double is really hard to do with the downward. Oh, there's a double though. Oh, almost the second one.
Vicious with a pretty clean double pirate room as well, while Darkspy finishes the Ridley fight. I like that. Alarm clock boss.
Well, they both finish on a no beam. Awesome.
Zero beam. Nice high five as Vicious enters. Dark exit. Good job, Dark, on killing all of the Rippers. That is what you're supposed to do.
I will be killing the Rippers in every single run in the tournament.
There we go.
Guaranteed.
Who's pacifist and won't do that? Scotty won't do it.
Scotty won't do it.
Scotty will keep the Rippers alive. Yeah, for sure.
We have no care for keeping the Rippers alive.
All right, decent fight by Vicious here on the first phase, while, of course, Darkspy is getting back into the lower, or out of the lower part of Sector 1. Vicious is going to try to hit some doubles here. Let's see if she can do it. Oop. Didn't really have the best setup there. Don't worry, another opportunity. And nails it. Really good job. Can she sweet spot it?
Solid.
Close. Yeah, really close. All right. So now they are both in endgame. They are fully powered up. We avoided 20 beams for both runners. Here, I'll run through the RNG while they're running through the endgame here. 18 beams for Dark, 17 for Vicious. Hold on, does Dark save the frame? Of course he does. And he has the flex as well. That one felt specifically targeted for me.
we shout you out every time we shoot that guy in runs. I do it every time I shoot it. Thanks, Fly.
You're welcome.
Flash is the big donator. We appreciate this.
All right, so Dark has 18 beams, Vicious has 17. Dark has 0 rolls, Vicious has 1 roll. 6 jumps versus 10, and 4 rounds versus 3. So overall, it kind of evened itself out here.
Yeah, it was very similar.
Yeah, And again, remember the early game, Vicious had worse RNG, but Vicious started getting some better characters, if you will, including Yakuza only doing the 3-round. That 4-round Yakuza hurts feelings.
Oh yeah, I hate 4-round. It's just every time. It's like, man, it's so bad.
I have an interesting message here, not wanting to insinuate anything, but anytime we have animals to present, that is very, very true. And honestly, maybe will be explained in Metroid 6 when it comes out 20 years from now.
Where's Prime 4? Where is Prime 4?
It's coming out in 2025.
Seemingly.
Yeah, it could be December 31st. They just said 2025, so it could be the final day of the year.
Well, technically, that would still be 25, so we were not incorrect.
Bangs in the chat here, Darkspy. I'll give you a bang.
Real.
For those familiar with Mike Breen, you know what we're talking about. We're big sports fans here, as you can tell, on the Speed Gaming 2 channel. Very, very true. Nintendo will be too busy bricking the Switch 7 Lite Plus to life. Oh boy. That reminds me, I gotta buy Shadow Labyrinth. I know this is a Metroid game, but that Pac-Man game looks fun. Anyway, runners are on the final split. Dark is heading to SAX. Vicious is still being scolded by mean old Adam over here, but she will follow suit very shortly. All right, let's see. Ooh. Love that little space boost. Yeah, did you know, chat? There's a screw attack wall above that nav room. If you're a speedrunner, use it. It saves time. Don't be like me and forget to use it.
One time.
And still PB with it, by the way. I was
Legendary.
You know what's funny? My future opponent in the tournament, Schmade, was yelling at me on the chat. Flash, you forgot! And I was screaming, thinking I lost the run. And I didn't end up losing the run, and I ultimately ended up getting my first 114 ever on this category. So, kind of worked itself out, funnily enough. All right, here we go. SAX, first for Darkspy. Let's see how he handles this fight.
No missile.
Oh!
Hang on. We might still have a stun lock. Okay, we have a stun lock. We're good. Alright, we snuck in the stun lock though. That worked out just fine.
That was scary. I don't like doing the stun lock from up close because if you end the phase and freeze her at the same time, isn't there a chance that you could turn her damage like invulnerable?
Yeah. Very funny.
It's scary. I would hate for that to happen in a tournament. But Darkspy is able to capitalize with the 2-round on second phase and the sweet spot triple-double on the third phase.
Money back up. Money.
Money. That is right. All right, there's high five between the two runners.
Oh, door fix. Yes.
Yes. Do that door fix, everyone. It's fast. High five, Vicious and Darkspy. It's been a wonderful race between the two. Let's see how Vicious handles this fight. All right, let's see how she does it. We want a 4-round. 2, 3, 4. Yes!
Clean.
This is perfect.
That is what that is supposed to look like.
All right. Dark having a clean escape while SAX sets up for its second round against Vicious. An easy 2-round. That was an interesting strat by Dark, but it worked. I like it. Not doing a zigzag, but just threading the needle.
Door fix.
Vicious almost
one double, right?
Perfect fight. 2 doubles, actually. It was a better fight than what Dark had because of the better rounds. Ooh, a little bit high on the shine spark.
The sweet spot kind of worked out as well.
Yeah. All right.
Doing the little jump there to try to get the sack sweet spot saves a couple seconds.
I believe it worked, right? I believe the sweet spot is here. Yeah.
It should be okay.
Because it looks like the Omega...
Yeah, it looks fine to me.
Yeah. It's a recent tech that Monkey SMB and Scotty were working on, I think about a year ago, where you're able to trigger the Omega fight a bit early because the X-Parasite that the SAX releases here, yep, that was the sweet spot. All right, Vicious with a beautiful zigzag, by the way, as she enters into the final rooms. Dark with, of course, a clean.
Got the stun lock and everything.
Omega.
GG.
Nice flex from our Portuguese hero, Darkspy.
Representing Portugal, yes, sir.
All right, Darkspy ends, and remember, check your race time at this 1:15:21. Vicious, ooh, coming in. Does she get the spark? Oh, a little bit. I hate when that happens when you jump through the door.
Darkspy,
Right.
you should be getting an invite shortly.
Let's see how she does here. Up does the little jump ball. Love it. Oh, it sets the power bomb
I
too.
think she got a sweet spot as well. Looks good to me.
I believe so. It does look like that was a sweet spot.
Darkspy lied to me. He said he would never 115 again. There it is.
Right in front of us, a 115.
Man.
All right. Let's see how Vicious handles this. Another sweet
we got
spot like
sweet
you
spot.
called. And
Beautiful. And the stun lock? Yes.
there we go.
A little far back on the visual cue, but that's fine.
It
kept
still
the
works
stun
all
lock
the
going.
same.
GG. Yeah. Darkspy, I'm upset, man. You lied to me. You lied.
I'm so mad. I am so mad. I'm so disappointed. I mean,
Congratulations, Dark, for winning the first race of the tournament.
thank you, thank you. I'm so
off.
disappointed with myself, man. I thought I would never 115 again. I mean,
to be fair,
I-
you did
I-
have
I
18
wouldn't-
beams, 6 jump, 4 rounds, so, you know.
I wouldn't have 115 if it weren't for having to farm in Sector 1.
There's also
Yeah.
some truth to that.
That was,
That's my copium.
but you know what happened? Vicious had 6 beams there while you were
I
farming.
had 5
so
beams
you
at
both-
Arachnus, so it evens out.
So exactly, you both got charge beam within a second of each other, which was very
That's
interesting.
fire.
After seeing all of that happen,
Where did I start to
congrats
pull
on the
away?
first race. It was, I think, Gauntlets, Nightmare-ish. Oh no, it was Notorian Nightmare where the pull away started
Oh.
to happen. Y'all were within 30
Okay.
Oh, the run
seconds or less until that point.
The run was nightmarish, that's for sure.
Real.
Speaking of Vicious, how do you feel?
Horrible.
Horrible? Is there any
Yeah.
part of the run that specifically irked you?
All of it, really. I mean, I played like shit.
I love playing bad.
For context, Vicious and I were in VC the entire time.
No,
I
we
see.
we told each other multiple times that we both hate this.
Yeah. We were not
I was
having fun.
I was like leaving Sector 3 and I was just like, oh dude, I'm so ready for this to be over.
Yeah. I swear, as soon as I realized I had to farm in Sector 1, I was like, I want to reset so bad.
That farming was interesting. We saw it both happen, and then we also saw the pity missile acquired by Vicious, and we were like, I bet both runners are not happy with themselves right now.
Yeah.
Finish through some rough RNG. Do you want us to go through these numbers? This is very interesting.
I want to hear it. Give
Dark,
it
you
to
had
me.
18 beams.
Oh, Lord. Oh,
6
Lord.
jumps and a 4 round. Vicious had 17 beams, 10 jumps, but a 3 round. So
That's
And a
gross.
roll. I had a roll
and the
too.
roll, and the roll
And a
too.
roll.
That's right. You did have the roll. So
That is so
all in all,
gross.
That's right.
Jesus Christ.
And I played like
the rest of this.
horribly the entire way too, so just kind of overall
47!
a very bad run.
That is a
I'm so
47.
upset.
Yeah, a low 115.
I'm so upset.
By the way, Vicious actually finished with a 116.25 on the timer there, so it was a lot closer than what these 2 timers on the screen here represent. But you know, obviously, you both are still going to be in the tournament, so there's good news there. Of
Not for
course.
long.
So, well, you don't have to
You know-
worry about future games. Just be happy that you get to race again. You know, that's
That is true.
what
That's
we're here
true.
For.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose. I'd like to personally thank both of you for commentating. I wouldn't trust anyone else more.
Always.
Well, thank you. Oh, and well, go on before you. Yeah, go ahead,
And
Dark.
GG Vicious on a very unfun race.
Yeah, you definitely played way better than I did.
I mean, you say
think
that.
Very GG to everyone,
Yeah,
or
GGs
to both of
all
you,
around.
or to me. Well, what is happening? I'm so fucking tired.
To be fair,
We can
though,
tell.
to be fair, though, the race early on was very interesting. You guys were within 10 seconds for... Hey, where was it, Flash? It was a pretty long time. It was about until, like,
I think-
Animals-ish.
Yeah, Varia's suit through animals, the distance was starting to stretch a little bit.
Once I got
There
to
was-
space jump, I kind of just clocked out.
Yeah, but the leads
Understandably.
were changing constantly there, and it was no, I think it was very interesting in the beginning of the race. For y'all were changing leads, and Dark had to hang out with some Hornodes
Some
for a little bit.
Hornodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
hmm
Oh well. That was fun. I mean, it
was still
wasn't,
a
but
great kickoff, though. It was awesome.
it was.
Right.
It was definitely.
Well, that means both of these runners, again, like we said, will be in the tournament. Some more. Vicious will go into the loser's bracket and wait for things to sort out, while Dark has to wait for 2 races to sort out. He has to watch, I believe, 16 and 17 have to race each other, and then they have to race Scotty, and then Dark will have to face the winner of that race. So, good luck, Dark.
I have about a week to prepare.
Time to
I know.
de-roast. Uh-oh.
I know you both are going to do great in these next future matches. Don't be too hard on yourselves, of course. That's the
I
tough
hope
part
so.
about no reset runs. You kind of just have to deal with what you're getting.
That is
So-
true. That is
I
true.
haven't played the game in like almost over a year now, so I definitely need to de-rust a little bit
Well, I think you
Pretty
did
decent,
good.
though.
for sure.
For someone
Yeah,
who
pretty
hasn't played the
decent for
game
first
that
run
much.
back.
Yeah.
Please tell me my interventions in chat were funny.
They were, for sure.
Awesome. I need more of that.
Hell
We
yeah.
appreciated the flexes as well. That was
the
very much
flexes were
Flash.
appreciated.
Flash, did you like the flex on the Nightmare ledge grab?
Yes, of course. No, we were talking about that. That was
We
really,
both did
really
that.
good.
I had to flex. I had to do it.
Just that easy.
Yeah, it's just that easy, folks. All right. I need to go have a shower.
All right. Is there
Yeah.
anything you two want to add before we finish off the first episode here to any percent?
I
tournament?
mean, follow Speed Gaming, the various channels of Speed Gaming. There are many great folks working to make this possible. Follow my fellow opponent. Follow the commentators.
And
That's
follow
about
Darkspy as well. Make sure you follow him too. He's not going to say that because he's humble, but follow him.
Of course.
Good luck
All
against Scotty.
Hey, yo.
Thank you.
Hey,
Thank you. Good luck against whoever you're racing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man.
All right.
I'm
Well,
cooked.
thank you
cooked, chat.
both for your participation here, and I know we'll be seeing both of you again soon. For those on
Yeah.
chat, we have a few extra races still to come in the next few days. All right. For now, our schedule has the next race on the 22nd of June, so in 3 days. But odds are we might get some scheduled before then, and definitely after, as this first round and second round are being played simultaneously. So there's going to be a lot of games kind of going on, sometimes at once. The next race will be July 22nd. That is Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern, Greggy versus Hedgechild. And at 4 o'clock that evening, it'll be myself versus Shmade. So we'll have more races in the Any Percent tournament. While Darkspy and Vicious or Foof wait for these seeds and brackets to kind of sort themselves out, we still have plenty of other races to go. If you are interested in tracking the tournament, be sure to follow the Discord of Metroid Fusion Speedrunning. And be sure to, again, follow these speed gaming channels because we will have much more in the way of races to go. Thunder, anything you want to add before we wrap things up?
Keep tuning into the races. I hope you enjoy them. This will be a very fun tournament, so keep coming around.
I agree,
Real.
for sure.
Oh, well, I actually do have one thing. We, Flash and I are definitely going to beat the 2P1C any percent world record on Monday, so you'll be on the lookout for that YouTube VOD dropping.
That's true. I did forget. I had.
Yeah. Oh,
we're,
yeah.
we're going to attempt to break that world record. But in the meantime, for myself, Thunder, for RP2 and Sigma, and everyone working on Speed Gaming, and for Vicious and Darkspy, thank you for watching, and we'll be back very soon.
Bye.
Adios.